Welcome to the Shreveport Connection with Tommy. This video is on your SmackDown spoilers for this week, WWE main event, Superstars, and some wrestling news going around the world, and some updates on injuries and what have you. Okay, Superstars from Richmond, Virginia was taped from Monday night. Here's the full results. Titus O'Neil with Darren Young defeated Brodus Clay with Tensai or Sweet Teeth. Heath Slater defeated Zack Ryder. And Dark Match main event results from Monday Night Raw after what happened. Thanks to Benjamin Tucker, a PW Torch correspondent. And he does some, if you want to read his tweet from the live report from the building, at B Tucker Torch. After all went off the air, WWE set up the bonus dark match of John Cena versus Ryback. Cena defeated Ryback in a tables match to retain the WWE titles. Cena won in about a 2-minute match. The finish was Ryback reversing the Attitude Adjustment into his finisher, which is the Attitude Adjustment. Cena reversed it, reversed his finisher, the Shell Shock, into the Attitude Adjustment through a table, and that was it. SmackDown General Manager Booker T announced that he underwent elbow surgery earlier today, and by saying, "I just had my surgery and everything went well, thank God." As Booker wrote on Twitter, follow him online at twitter.com/BookerT5X. Booker previously stated that the surgery was caused by doing 20 years of spinneroonies. The surgery was originally scheduled for an earlier date, but he announced that it had been pushed back by the doctor's choices. There's no word yet as to when he will return to WWE television to prevent Teddy Long from booking yet another terrible tag team match. WWE.com has a new feature up looking at first encounters. How 5 of top feuds in WWE history began. WWE signed a deal with Paper Cuts to produce a new line of WWE graphic novels and digital comic books. They've also signed on with Bendon Publishing to create a line of coloring and puzzle books featuring WWE personalities. Thanks to the source of PW Insider for that. TNA wrestler AJ Styles was involved in a fan altercation during the recent TNA Live event in Aiken, South Carolina. I did give the results in TNA video from yesterday's upload. And here's what happened. An obnoxious fan sitting at ringside made some remarks towards AJ, who was entering the ring. Well, AJ heard this and got pissed off. Then ran back out of the ring and got into the fan's face. He then brought a chair over so the fan could use it to get over the railing in an attempt to bow the fan into a fight. The fan was there, then at ringside, pushed the chair back at Styles, which infuriated AJ. And then AJ shoved the fan back and then exchanged words as Styles got back in the ring, only to exit again. Styles hopped the rail and then headed to the actual exit of the building, challenging the guy to fight him outside the building. The fan wanted no part of it, so Styles got back in the ring to finish the match against Bobby Roode. WWE has recently applied 2 names to trademarks, the name of Torlito and Torito. Torlito means little bull in Spanish. And Mason Ryan worked some live events in Lakeland, Florida over the weekend, which he defeated Brad Maddox. Despite reportedly being cleared to wrestle, World Heavyweight Champion Dolph Ziggler did not return to in-ring action over the weekend at the live event in Johnson City, Tennessee. Instead, Ziggler cut a promo early in the show and then was at ringside for Alberto Del Rio versus Biggie Langston in the no DQ main event. Ziggler and AJ ended up getting ejected from ringside before Del Rio won the match. JR comments on Tim Tebow reporting to Developmental, WWE Developmental. Quote, "If at Tim Tebow for some reason fails to make it in New England, I'm sure I can get him a tryout in WWE Developmental. Roll your eyes if you choose, but There's a TV rating and a pay-per-view number in that concept, notwithstanding all the media that it would generate. Plus, Tebow could be a valuable member of the WWE team, doing community service projects in addition to learning to perform inside the ring. Tebow might rival John Cena as the most polarizing talent ever in WWE. A tryout? Wow, if Tebow showed an interest in WWE, one would think that the company would fall over itself to get him in for even a one-off match. I never even thought much of his pro football skills, but ESPN can't stop talking about him. Can't say I have much interest in seeing Tebow in WWE as a viewer, but I sure would if I were Vince McMahon's shoes. Due to the notoriety, the move would generate some money. Yeah. And that's what Vince McMahon is all about. Yeah. Robbie Jordan and Paul O'Brien attended WWE live events in Lakeland, Florida over the weekend and disputed some of the other correspondence reports from over the weekend that stated Bray Wyatt received no reaction. Actually, they played the Wyatt family promo on the video screen before they came out, and the crowd was hushed for his promo. Robbie wrote, he gave a creepy speech about being the second coming of Jesus, and the crowd went quiet. But I think they were listening, in which to me is better than the tired what chants that Brad Battist and Neil Kruger received earlier in the night. His whole match just had an odd, methodical aura and pace about it, and I think that is by design. At the end of the match, he kissed Zack Ryder on the forehead before giving him a flatliner downward spiral type maneuver, and then he left the ring. Threw his jacket over his shoulder, put his hat back on, and slowly made his exit to the back. Happy birthday goes out to former pro wrestler Magnum TA, real name Terry Wayne Allen. He's also a friend of mine on Facebook. He turned 54 years old today. He was born June 11th, 1959. Magnum was forced to retire from the ring due to the serious issues he suffered in an automobile accident on October 14, 1986. Magnum was the hottest babyface in the NWA promotion at the time of the accident. Before and after the accident, he was not able to return to in-ring action. Also, retired pro wrestler as of lately, from 2000, had his last match. Retired pro wrestler Mike Enos turned 50 years old today. He was born on June 11, 1963. His most famous is being the tag team with Wayne Bloom as the Destruction Crew in the AWA. And then went to WWE as the Beverly Brothers, and they also worked as Minnesota Wrecking Crew #2 in the NWA. Enos retired from pro wrestling in 2000. For those keeping score at home, Enos worked as Blake Beverly, while Wayne was named Bo Beverly. And his most famous quote is, "I'll handle this one, Mike." That was Bo Beverly's part. And there are no pro wrestling shows for ESPN Classic on Tuesday night. First report for WWE main event. Thanks to Chris Lee and Ben Smith for following spoilers from tonight's Greensboro, North Carolina action. Wade Barrett and Josh Matthews are out for commentary. Well, I guess Miz is in the action, so Wade Barrett takes his spot. Miz defeated Cody Rhodes with a figure 4 in a very good, solid match. Damian Sandow came out and talked about how slow the crowd is. Sin Cara came out, but Sandow pinned him in a quick match. Match number 3, the Usos defeated Tensai Brothers Clay. Sons of Funk tag team. The first report for SmackDown, thanks to Chris Lee. On Twitter, his name is Show Smooth. And Ben Smith was following SmackDown spoilers for tonight's tapings in Greensboro, North Carolina. Daniel Bryan came out to kick off SmackDown. He cut the promo, and it's very over with the crowd. Kane came out and followed Bryan and says he's breaking up Team Hell No so he can be tag team champions with Randy Orton. Kane says that they won't win. Bryan asks if it's because Kane thinks he's the weakest link. Kane chokes Bryan and Orton comes out to stop him. Orton says if Kane hurts Bryan, he hurts his team for Sunday. Orton threatens to RKO Kane. Bryan says he doesn't need to help. Shield appears on the big screen and laughs. They love the problems going on in the ring, and SmackDown goes to commercial. Sheamus versus Antonio Cesaro is up next, and Cesaro coming out and says he will play host to Sheamus' Irish Wake. Sheamus wins the match with a brogue kick. Sheamus suffered a nasty gash in his back after being thrown into the steel steps. As Sheamus was leaving, Damien Sandow attacked him from behind on the entrance ramp. And next up we had Heath Slater defeating Great Khali after hitting a DDT. And the three-man band distracted Khali and Hornswoggle was involved. Alberto Del Rio and Chris Jericho defeated Dolph Ziggler and Big E Langston when Del Rio pinned Ziggler. Chris Jericho, Y2J, was backstage talking about his match against CM Punk, but was interrupted by Paul Heyman, the Walrus. Jericho says the match will be a rare one and will exceed expectations. Well, your Divas match of the night was Oksana versus Caitlyn, and that was up next. Caitlyn slapped the referee and Oksana ran away. No winner was announced. Next up, you had Kurt Axel versus Wade Barrett. Barrett said that they could get hurt, so they should wait and fight on Sunday at Payback. Miz came out and says everyone wants to see them fight now. Axel pinned Barrett to win the match. Miz lays out Axel with a skull-crushing rally after the match. Randy Orton, Kane, and Daniel Bryan defeated Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, and Dean Ambrose in your main event. And this makes your first Shield loss of six-man tag. Bryan made Rollins tap out to get the win. Lillian Garcia made the announcement that it was the first time Shield has ever been defeated in six-man action. And here's the second report for main event. Thanks to Lucas Pritchard. He was sending the report from Greensboro, North Carolina, and sent the results for the dark match. Primetime Players defeated Justin Gabriel and Ted DiBiase. Hey, a DiBiase sighting. DiBiase's hair is longer than I last remember. Chad played face in peril. A hot tag to Gabriel led to a few springboard moves until he was put down by the Clash of the Titus 4-1-2-3 in a very short match. Thus, that wasn't even in the first one, I don't think. Nope. So that's why I always try and get the whole show. More than one report. Well, main event taping says the Miz defeated Cody Rhodes. Wade Barrett was on commentary. We've got a very lively, responsive crowd so far tonight. Very back and forth match with one guy really not getting a big advantage over the other. Action spilling outside the ring for a moment, and Cody ran Miz's shoulder into the ring post for a close 9 count. Cody worked Miz's shoulder for a few minutes. Miz made the comeback with a trademark offense. Cody hit the beautiful disaster for a great near fall, and not long after, Miz slapped down the figure 4 for the tap-out victory. A good long match between these two guys. Second match, Damien Sandow defeated Sin Cara. Sandow cut a Sandow promo pre-match. Sin Cara got off to a high-flying start. Sandow managed to ground Sin Cara with some aggressive offense. I tried to get a Mystico chant going. Wishful thinking, I guess. Sin Cara made a small comeback and attempted the Swanton but missed. And Sandow hits his new finisher, the Silencer, for the win. No botches. Match number 3 in your main event. The Usos defeated Tons of Funk. Usos' entrance was pretty cool live with their normal entrance. A big Usos chant went up early. Both teams seem to be playing the mutual respect angle. I guess since they're both baby faces. Lots of dancing and taunting to start. Usos won a quick match out of nowhere with a double super kick into a top rope splash. And the Usos got a great response from the crowd. And the second report for SmackDown. Lucas Pritchard was at the show and got SmackDown results. As they said in the following report, Lillian Garcia came out to polite applause. Michael Coleslaw came out to nothing. JBL entered to a warm reception, and this is the most packed I've ever seen this Coliseum in a while for wrestling. The lower section looks totally full, and there are even a few seats open up top, which has been rare around here. The main events were introduced by video to be Team Hell No and Randy Orton versus The Shield and Alberto Del Rio and Chris Jericho versus Dolph Ziggler and Big E Langston. It should be great to see Ziggler back in the ring. Daniel Bryan started off the show with a promo. He said Team Hell No is one of the greatest teams in WWE history and called Kane to the ring. Bryan says when he and Randy win the tag team titles, though, he and Kane won't be able to tag anymore, which prompted Kane to ask, "Are you, breaking up with me?" Bryan called Kane the weak link. Kane grabbed Bryan for the choke slam, which brought out Randy Orton, and all three argued amongst themselves, and then the Shield cut a promo on the Titantron, stating they'll win tonight, like they have in every other match. First matchup, Sheamus defeating Antonio Cesaro. Cesaro got the jobber entrance, which was not a good sign. Damien Sandow came out with a pre-match and put over Cesaro in his match with Sheamus at Payback kickoff. The action went to the floor, where Sheamus hit Antonio with a nasty fallaway slam into the barricade. Cesaro rammed Sheamus into the stairs, which gave Sheamus a cut on the shoulder. After some more action, Sheamus suddenly hit the brogue kick out of the corner for the win. After the match, Sandow attacked Sheamus on the stage. Teddy Long delivers a promo on the Titantron. He put over Hardy's and Carl's Burgers, or Carl's Jr. Burgers. Dolph Ziggler, Langston, and AJ showed up. And Ziggler said it's his triumph return to SmackDown, and he should get more respect. Then they left, and Big E returned to eat Teddy's Burgers. Match number 2, Heath Slater defeated Great Khali. What would you expect? Boring and typical. 3 being distracted led to the Slater DDT and the victory. Match number 3, Alberto Del Rio and Chris Jericho defeated Big E Langston and World Heavyweight Champion Dolph Ziggler. What? He actually returned to action? Wow, that was different from the last report. Lillian announced Ricardo in Spanish, so Ricardo announced Del Rio in English. From where I'm sitting, Ricardo's pop was bigger than Del Rio's. Jericho got a monster pop, though. Jericho's jacket is awesome. AJ is smoking hot. Big E and Del Rio started after Ziggler ducked out. Back and forth action to start. Ziggler tagged in with Del Rio and immediately jumped back out. And Y2J and We Want Ziggler chant rang out. And AJ distraction and slap to Jericho led to the heels taking control. Del Rio got the hot tag, and soon after he rolled up Ziggler for the win. Y2J delivers a promo on the Tron and put over his match with CM Punk at Payback. And the Walrus shows up to tell Jericho that he has no chance. Y2J ended up shoving the mic into Heyman's mouth. And in match number 4, Diva champion Caitlyn versus Oksana never actually got started. Caitlyn, in a fit of rage and emotion over Monday's angle with AJ, beat Oksana's ass before it could happen. The beat down then beat the referee's ass as well for trying to hold her back. Wow, that must be something to see. Curtis Axel in match number 5 defeated Intercontinental Champion Wade Barrett in a non-title match. Barrett grabbed the mic and told Heyman it would make more business sense to wait until Sunday and skip the match tonight. Miz came out to egg them on, and the match began. At ringside, Barrett threw Axel into Miz. Axel pinned Barrett shortly after. Miz then jumped Axel and dropped him with the skull-crushing finale. And your main event, Team Hell No and Randy Orton defeated The Shield. Yeah, you heard that right. The Shield actually got a pretty good pop. Orton got a huge pop. Bryan got lots of orgasm chants, and Bryan and Rollins started things off. The Shield alienated Bryan early, and there was a fake hot tag to Orton, leading to the cutoff and more Shield dominance for a while. Then they took turns working him over. Kane got a hot tag, followed quickly by a Bryan tag. Bryan began cleaning house, and the arena exploded. Kane threw Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose over the barricade, and Seth Rollins ate a mid-air RKO. And Bryan slapped on the Borgasm lock for the win, in a tribute to the late great Gorilla Monsoon. This place has gone bananas! There was a big celebration in the ring between Bryan, Kane, and Orton to end the show. There was no dark match main event. And that concludes my show for this week. Thanks for viewing. Peace out. God bless.